Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Lost City of Un'Goro card review, and we have the Priest Quest reveal. We're going to review this card. It is spectacular. I just think it's one of the coolest things they've ever done. It's two quests in one. You bring Holy and Shadow together to create like the ultimate minion. It's super cool. We're going to review that as well as some of the accompanying cards to go with it. If you want to win these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed. And well, actually, this one's getting revealed right now, but still, including this one, why not? I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. So we're gonna start off with the quest again, so we know what these cards are helping us complete. I went over really well last time, so why not do it again? Plus, we only have one more quest after this, the Rogue one, on next week. Warriors tomorrow, but we already know the Warrior one. Anyways, enough stalling. What's this quest? It's just so cool. I know I hate Priest, and I'm not a Priest main at all, but this is so cool. It is Reach Equilibrium. So yes, it's 2 quests in one that you complete at the same time. You could do them at the same time. I believe they're both played right away. You don't have to like wait to complete the other. You have first quest of cast 5 holy spells. I'm assuming you, not like a minion randomly doing it somehow. The reward is Life's Breath. You also have the quest of cast 5 shadow spells. The reward is Death's Touch. Also comes with an incredible signature here of Reach Equilibrium. So let's start with the first quest, Cleanse the Shadow of cast 5 holy spells. Again, I believe these will be both going on at the same time. You only have to spend 1 mana on them. I don't have complete confirmation, but like, come on, it's gotta work that way, right? So yeah, Life's Touch or Life's Breath, the reward is a 5 mana 4/4 minion. Solitus, the Life's Breath or whatever. It's an elemental. It has Taunt and Battle Cry. Summon a copy of this. That's it. That's it. It's just a 5 mana 8/8 taunt. It's not bad, but we could do better than that, right? Well, it says if you're holding both halves of Solitos, you combine. So if we played Corrupt the Light and we have completed our cast 5 shadow spells, we then also get Solitos or Solitos Death's Touch, a 5 mana 4/4 elemental with a Reborn and Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. So if I've completed both parts of the quest, I combine them all, I get Solitos's Cycle's Rebirth, a 5 mana 8/8 elemental with Taunt and Reborn and Battle Cry. Summon a copy of this, Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. So you're getting 2 8/8s with Reborn, both deal 5 that can hit minions, that can hit the face. That is a ton of stats. That is a ton of damage. That is just a really freaking cool card. Death's Touch, by the way, has that signature there. Life's Breath has that signature there. And yeah, you're combining all of this to make one gigantic minion. And you know, Priests, they have ways of copying things and making them come back and doing all of that. You could kind of abuse this a lot. So, and the quest itself is not that big a deal. Cast some spells, cast some shadow spells. You do have to cast 10 overall, but maybe Imbue, maybe this makes Imbue worth it, getting those spells consistently, getting this done. And then you have this gigantic threat that could be a win condition in its own. It's just really cool. I think it's a really thematic and awesome freaking quest. You definitely want to hold your reward. You don't really want to tempo one out, I don't think. Maybe the situation will be there where I just want to get those 2 taunts, or I want to try and get that damage out, but typically you'll want to hold them and then play them and maybe abuse it, copy it somehow. I just think it's a rad quest, and we'll see how it plays out. I just think the design is like A+, like so good, and whether it's good or bad or toxic, regardless of that, I just think it's a really, really clever card. I'm gonna give this a 4 to 5 in standard. Power level, who knows? I absolutely have no idea, but I just think it's such a cool card, and I keep saying that about a priest card, so what's happening to me? Oh yeah, my true colors are coming through, right? The priest maid likes reach equilibrium, but yeah, bringing Holy and Shadow together, such a rad idea. In Wild, there's so many cheap Holy and Shadow spells, you just never know, and you have ways of like even more ways of like death rattle abuse and bringing things back. It's probably too slow, it's probably not a reality there, although with the right Nazrami deck, or Nazrami, whatever that 2/5's called, you could do this in like a turn and play it and proc it and do all sorts of craziness. I assure you, Dane, who I believe to reveal these cards, will be doing that at some point, because that's kind of the thing he does. So yeah, I'll give it a 2 in Wild, but you never know. You absolutely never know how that could pop up. Anyways, how do we complete this quest, right? We need shadow spells. We need holy spells. I think we already saw 2 holy spells on the day 1 reveals. Well, how about a shadow spell with Resuscitate, the 5 mana shadow spell, resurrect a 1, 2, and 3 cost minion. You give them Reborn. So they're going to be really sticky, really annoying, and that's not too bad. You can build around this specifically to bring back some pretty nice stuff, maybe with some death rattles, just high stats, some value. That could be really good. I think this is basically Rally for 1 more mana, but you get Reborn, which is a lot of value in terms of making a board sticky or getting value out of it. That can be quite good. Rally saw play back in the day. This absolutely could. It just requires a very, very particular and specific build around on it, but something to consider. It's something to consider, something that deck builders will definitely get to utilize over time, over the next like year and a half. This is gonna be in standard. There's gonna be more stuff you can try and do with this. And in Wild, there's tons of different things, but I feel like there you would just want to rally and get the stuff, but maybe, I don't know. It goes into Benedictus Shadow Priest there, probably not. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard. Actually, no, I'm gonna bump it up to a 3. It's so annoying. The Reborn is like really valuable. I'm gonna give it a 3 in standard just because I think it could do some weird stuff. It could be like a board refill for like those more aggressive decks that don't have a ton of it. Once they kind of run out of that initial gas, it's like over. This could just be a way to refill that. So I'll give it a 3 in standard and more of like a 2 in Wild. Probably not happening there. We also have, this card seems nuts in Wild, potentially. Pretty good standard, maybe. The Glade Song Siren. This is a 6 mana, 4/7 Naga minion. It's an epic card with lifesteal. However, it costs 1 if you've played a Holy and Shadow spell this turn. So if you play just, yeah, those 2 spells, this is 1 mana. In standard, there's not that many cheap options to get it out, but you have like Nightshade Tea. I believe that's 1 mana and pretty flexible. And then you play like a 1 or 2 mana holy spell. You can get this out pretty darn quickly. And in Wild, you could go like Raise Dead and like regenerate and play it for 1 mana for 2 0 mana spells. Like this could come out absurdly early in Wild. And yeah, mana cheat on the cards, good. It's a 4/7. That is not a taunt. Or sorry, I for some reason I thought it was a taunt. That's not a minion to scoff at because it's got lifesteal. You can't even like ignore it. Like that is something relevant. I don't know why I thought it had taunt. Thank goodness it doesn't have taunt. Could you imagine? But still, yeah, something you can cheat out for 1. These type of cards almost always find a way, and the requirement is not that harsh and can go pretty well in our quests where we're trying to play Holy and Shadow spells, or like an Imbue, where one of the Imbue cards is 0. I could get them out really cheap. This card comes out for cheap. I'll give it a 4 to 5 in standard, a 3 out of 5 in Wild, because mana cheat good, high health lifesteal's good, and yeah, I can't write this off. It's mana cheat. It's pretty darn silly. And then we have the Glade Ecologist, a 1 mana 2/1 death rattle minion. You get a 1 cost holy spell that gives a minion either +2 or -2 health. Actually don't have the artwork for the card, so I'm not entirely sure how the card works, but I'm assuming that you can pick to either give +2 or -2 health, so you can like attack an enemy minion or buff up your own, like the new legendary, buff that up and then have it like, you know, snowball even more. Really flexible. It's a holy spell in itself, right? That's specific to your quest or other holy synergies, and you're getting a 1 mana 2, and you can bring this back with that resurrect thing we saw earlier, plus it would have Reborn with that, so you get 2 of them. That's pretty darn valuable, and you can use defensively, is my assumption. Again, again, I don't have that artwork on me, but overall, yeah, 1 mana 2/1 with a bit of value. Death Rattle, Holy Spell just seems like a decent inclusion in like an aggressive deck or just a quest deck. It could do a lot of different things. I'm gonna give this 4 to 5 in standard as well. Seems pretty good. In wild, you can make all those 1-cost spells 0 with like a palm reading is always effective and can go into like an inner fire deck where you just get a bit of a health buff, can be nice. But typically those decks are extremely streamlined, extremely efficient, and haven't been super relevant in a while. I don't think this card would make the cut, so I'll give it a 2, but it does have that fringe Spirit inner fire type of potential. And then lastly, we have the Twilight Mender, another card I might want to bring back in my 3 mana pool. It's a 3 mana 3/4, so Spider Tank and stats with the additional upside of Death Rattle. You get a random Holy and Shadow spell. So that's a proc on each of my quest parts there. And you don't reliably get to, you know, get maybe a cheap or expensive spell. You don't know. It could be a Holy spell or Shadow spell from any class, right? That's how it works when it's just get, it's not discover. So it might not be super reliable, but it's like a value bomb. I just feel like Priest, are they really going to struggle generating or creating more Shadow and Holy spells? Probably not. This is probably more of like your 28th, 29th, 30th card in the deck if there's not quite enough to get you there. But again, it's synergies with that resurrection spell and all that stuff going on. And it's got Spider Tank stats. Is it crazy that I don't want to give a 3 mana 3/4, get 2 random spells, likely one that's going to be good for you? I don't even want to give it a 3 because that's the way Hearthstone is right now, but I'll give it a 3 in standard. It probably, maybe, it'll make the day 1 cut. I can tell you that. I just feel like, is it going to get cut after a couple days? We'll see. I'll give it a 3. And in wild, where the pool of Holy and Shadow spells is ridiculously large, it's just too slow, we'll give it a 2. And yeah, that's a lot of Priest cards there, but honestly, Priest, I feel like Priest players should be a bit happier than normal with the cards they've been getting with this set, because there's a lot of craziness going on here. Definitely some power level being pushed. And again, that quest is just spectacular in its design. I just think it's super rad. And yes, I will be playing it Theory Crafting. I don't care. Even though I hate Priest, I love that quest. I'm going to play. Anyways, that's it for today and the Priest cards. I believe Warrior comes either later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Not sure, but yeah, we end the week with Warrior, and then on Monday, it'll be the last reveals with Rogue. You know they're going to break the game. They always do with Rogue. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.